Good morning. Welcome back to another session of online supw classes. Okay. In today's session, we are going to talk about alternative sources of energy that we should all resort to now. We know that without energy, we cannot sustain, we cannot live, but our dependence on the conventional types of energy like petroleum products, coal, etc., have created a lot many issues for us and for the environment as well. Okay, we know that these conventional resources of energy are fast depleting. They are non-renewable. Once they got over, nothing we will be left with. And this is not the only issue. There are few more to name, especially the environmental pollution that the burning of these fuels cause. Okay, that is another matter of concern. So we being sensible citizens or future of tomorrow, you especially being children, future of tomorrow, you have to think very positively regarding switching over from the conventional energy resources to unconventional or renewable energy resources. The world is trying its best to supply everyone the needed energy. But remember, the non-renewable energy resources are not rich enough to provide the demands of the increasing population. So we have to now start deciding what we should use, what we will reserve for our future generation. If we, at the rate of today's usage of fossil fuels, soon we will be left with none of that. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to see about some alternative sources of energy. You are already familiar with these alternative forms of energy, and so a brief discussion on these alternative sources of energy is what I am planning in today's class. Okay, majority of the non-conventional sources of energy, they are environmental friendly, and we are going to get introduced to few of those. Okay, the first one is biofuel. You know, making of biofuel is possible more in the rural area where like domesticated animals are available. Their dungs, okay, animal dungs are the most important component for biofuels, along with wood, twigs and parts of plants. Okay, so the production of, the advantage and disadvantage of this lies here in the in its production. Okay, it needs animals and their dungs, then availability of plant parts. So that is the reason why this can be done. The production of this one can be done in rural areas where plants and domesticated animals are available. Okay, then it can be very useful even in lighting or providing us with the methane gas, which can be used even for cooking. Okay, so biofuel is a good alternative source of energy for domestic purposes. Then for working with the water pumps, okay, it is used also to run water pumps for irrigation. This biofuel, which is made at home or in the plant, okay, can be used for irrigation also. Then geothermal, it is the energy generated by the heat of the Earth's crust. It is obtained by drilling down into Earth's crust. Okay, we know that Earth's crust part is very hot, okay, and this heat, if can be converted into other forms of energy in order to satisfy the need of domestic or industrial customers, okay, this proved, geothermals are proved to be a good alternative source of energy, okay. Then we have water energy or tidal power stations. You might have heard of hydroelectric power, okay, and the force and power of water, running water, is harnessed in order to generate electricity, and that electricity is given to domestic and industrial purposes, and that is one of the most reliable source of alternative energy, okay. Earlier, from very old time onwards, usage of this water energy was there. Small streams called rivulets were used to run water mills called panchakis. These panchakis were used to grind grains or wheat, okay. So this is not a new form of alternative energy. It was even very old time onwards, the force of running water was used in order to satisfy our needs, okay. Then the next one is wind energy. This is the oldest and cleanest form of energy. Wind energy is the cleanest form of energy, and which is a best option for very large production of energy from the windmill is not possible, and it is very much dependent on the wind. From the very term itself, it is clear that we have to depend for the energy production on the wind. So its availability is a matter where wind is always available, like the coastal areas and all, and there are areas on some places where wind is always available. In such places, windmills are a good option. They can prove to be good in providing sufficient energy for the domestic and other purposes, but in small quantities. Large scale production of wind energy is not yet possible. The next type of renewable energy is solar energy. Nowadays, solar panels and solar energy utilization is getting more and more popular, okay. Conversion of sun's energy. We know that all these fossil fuels were actually they were all once part of biosphere, okay, and because of the heat of the sun and the heat from underneath the earth, it is converted into the present fossil fuel format, okay. So directly or indirectly, all the fuels that we are using, that we are having, that we are consuming, are dependent on solar energy. So if we use the solar energy directly, okay, using solar panels, it can be nowadays many energy efficient solar cells are being made, and it is widely even used, okay. So our dependence on this one can be a permanent solution to our energy requirements and our search for alternative energy resources, okay. At present, the issue that we are facing is that we are unable to completely utilize, collect the energy in the cells, okay, solar energy panels or cells, okay. So if we can find a sensitive way to collect, to accumulate the solar energy into storage, okay. If we can do that, then it will be a permanent solution for all our energy needs. Then another renewable energy resource is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a very good fuel. It does not cause any polluting substances, but on burning, hydrogen produces only water, okay, or water vapor rather. This is not anyway causing any harm to the environment, okay. But there is another issue with hydrogen, its production, transportation, etc. Hydrogen production at the moment is costly, okay, and transportation also is a little bit difficult because of the extremely light nature and high inflammability of hydrogen, okay. So we hope hydrogen will also be made in much cheaper ways, much easier way of transportation may also be discovered. So let's hope for a better, hydrogen is known as one of the best possible fuels, okay. So we can think of a future where hydrogen will be our most favorable, okay, most favored, most popular fuel, okay. Then even if the present state I'm talking about, okay, even if we have these many options as our alternative energy fuels, none of these can provide at the present stage, none of these can provide the entire population with their energy demands, okay. It's not possible. So it is high time that governments or other agencies should think wisely so that the usage of energy, a mixed sort of usage of renewable and non-renewable resources can help the population much better, okay. That means at present any of these alternative energy resources cannot be a permanent solution for the energy requirements, but a reduction of non-renewable resources and increasing of the renewable resources can help saving these non-renewable resources to certain extent, and we can help our future generation also in that way, okay. And most important part of the whole effort will be a direct reduction of pollution. When we rely upon non-renewable, we are polluting the earth, but when we are depending much on the renewable energy resources, okay, we are reducing a lot of pollution, okay, saving the fuel and saving the environment, okay. This has a double impact, or we make the home, our Mother Earth, a better place for ourselves and for our coming generations. So let's hope for the best. Let's try using the non-conventional or rather renewable energy resources for our energy requirements. And with this hope, winding up today's session. We'll meet again in next session. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.